Charlie Munger, renowned for his sharp insights into investing, once shared a deceptively simple piece of advice: avoid doing stupid things. At first glance, this quote seems almost too straightforward, as if common sense alone could safeguard anyone from financial missteps. Yet, beneath its simplicity lies a profound puzzle. If this wisdom is so clear, why do even the most intelligent investors repeatedly find themselves in financial difficulty? This paradox sets the stage for a deeper exploration into the challenges of human behavior and decision-making in the world of investing. At first glance, the advice to "just don't do the stupid thing" seems refreshingly straightforward. It implies that avoiding obvious mistakes is simply a matter of willpower or common sense. However, real-life decisions are rarely so clear-cut. Factors like stress, emotion, and incomplete information often cloud our judgment, making it difficult to recognize what the stupid thing actually is in the moment. Habits and social pressures can further complicate our ability to act wisely. As a result, applying this principle consistently proves to be much more challenging than its simplicity suggests. The gap between knowing the right choice and actually making it is often wider than we expect. Despite having memorized Charlie Munger's timeless advice, many investors continue to make costly mistakes. This paradox raises a crucial question. Why do individuals who are well-versed in sound investment principles still find themselves ensnared by financial pitfalls? Throughout this investigation, we will explore the psychological and market forces that undermine even the most disciplined investors. By examining real-world examples and expert insights, we aim to uncover the underlying reasons behind these recurring errors. Stay with us as we promise to reveal the most common modern-day trap that investors face today at the end of this section. Before delving into the pitfalls that many encounter, it's essential to grasp the real foundation of Charlie Munger's approach. Munger is widely known for his advocacy of mental models, but his system is far more nuanced than the popular summaries suggest. Many people latch onto a simplified version, believing that merely collecting a list of models is sufficient for sound decision-making. However, this overlooks the depth and rigor with which Munger applies these concepts. His method involves not only understanding individual models, but also integrating them, testing their relevance, and adapting them to complex, real-world scenarios. By appreciating the full scope of his system, viewers can better recognize where common interpretations fall short and why these oversights can be risky. As we wrap up this discussion, take a moment to consider your own journey in investing. What are the places, strategies, or mindsets where you feel most challenged or uncertain? Reflecting on these personal crossroads can offer valuable insights for growth. If you feel comfortable, share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. By opening up, you not only deepen your own understanding, but also help others learn from your perspective. Together, we can foster a supportive community where everyone benefits from shared wisdom. Many people are familiar with Charlie Munger's advice, often distilled into a list of things to avoid. This approach has led to a widespread belief that simply following a passive checklist of don't do's is enough to steer clear of failure. The myth suggests that by avoiding certain pitfalls, success will naturally follow. However, this interpretation may overlook the deeper intent behind Munger's guidance. By treating his advice as a static set of rules, individuals risk missing out on the proactive thinking and continuous learning that Munger actually advocates. In this investigation, we'll explore whether this popular understanding truly captures the essence of his wisdom. Many organizations rely on a "don't do stupid stuff" list to guide safe behavior, often featuring straightforward advice like avoiding risky shortcuts or not ignoring safety protocols. While these lists may seem practical, they can create a misleading sense of security. The simplicity of such rules overlooks the complexity of real-world situations, where risks are rarely so obvious. by focusing only on surface-level mistakes. This approach fails to address underlying causes and systemic vulnerabilities. As a result, deeper risks, such as flawed processes, unclear communication, or hidden hazards, may go unnoticed. A more comprehensive strategy is needed to truly safeguard against potential threats, rather than relying solely on basic reminders. Passive lists often fall short because they overlook the complex psychological factors that influence human behavior. Biases, ego, and impatience can easily derail even the most well-intentioned plans. Relying solely on a list assumes that people will act rationally and consistently, which rarely happens in practice. This is similar to a pilot who merely hopes not to crash, rather than actively monitoring instruments and responding to changing conditions. Without addressing these underlying psychological dynamics, passive lists become ineffective tools for achieving meaningful results. Now we shift our attention to Charlie Munger's true approach. Inversion as an ongoing mental discipline. Rather than simply considering what might go right, Munger advocates actively searching for what could go wrong. This process involves rigorously questioning assumptions and continuously hunting for potential failure points. By making inversion a regular habit, one remains vigilant against hidden risks and blind spots. It's not a passive exercise, but a dynamic and persistent effort to anticipate obstacles before they arise. Through this lens, inversion becomes a powerful tool for making better decisions and avoiding costly mistakes. Active inversion is a powerful analytical approach, famously used by Charlie Munger. Instead of looking for reasons to invest in a business, Munger would start by searching for fatal flaws that could undermine its success. For example, rather than asking what makes a company attractive, he would ask what could cause it to fail or lose its competitive edge. This method helps to avoid confirmation bias and ensures that potential risks are not overlooked. By identifying deal breakers early, Munger could efficiently eliminate poor investment choices. This approach has proven effective in both business analysis and decision-making, highlighting the importance of considering what not to do as much as what to do. Charlie Munger was renowned for his commitment to inversion, a mental model that involves approaching problems from the opposite direction. He regularly challenged his own ideas, refusing to accept them at face value. By actively seeking out opposing viewpoints, Munger exposed himself to perspectives that contradicted his own, helping him identify potential flaws in his reasoning. He made a habit of trying to disprove his own biases, understanding that self-deception is a common pitfall. This rigorous approach allowed Munger to refine his thinking and make more rational decisions. His willingness to question himself set him apart as a disciplined and thoughtful investor. Bringing together the clues gathered so far, we begin to unravel the relationship between the passive myth and the active system. Each element, once considered in isolation, now reveals its significance within a broader framework. By closing the loops on these concepts, we identify how their interplay shapes the narrative and points toward a deeper mystery. This synthesis not only clarifies their individual roles, but also prepares us to connect them to the central enigma. As the pieces align, the boundaries between myth and system start to blur, hinting at a unified solution waiting to be uncovered. At this pivotal moment, we uncover a common pitfall known as intellectual avoidance. This occurs when individuals mistake the completions of a checklist or the accumulation of knowledge for genuine progress. Instead of engaging deeply with the actual work, they rely on surface-level tasks, believing that ticking boxes equates to true achievement. This mindset can foster a sense of arrogance, as people convince themselves they are ahead simply because they have followed steps or gathered information. However, real growth comes from applying knowledge, facing challenges, and embracing the complexities of the task at hand. Recognizing this trap is essential for moving beyond superficial effort and committing to meaningful action. Many investors believe that their greatest risks lie in market downturns or poor stock choices. In reality, the true pitfalls are far more personal: impatience, ego, and boredom. These traits can lead to impulsive decisions, overconfidence, or abandoning strategies prematurely. Without robust systems in place to counteract these tendencies, even the most knowledgeable investors can falter. Simply being aware of these dangers is not sufficient. It is the disciplined implementation of safeguards that determines long-term success. Recognizing the problem is only the first step. Taking action to address it is what truly matters. True peace and safety in investing are achieved by taking proactive steps to eliminate potential failure points. Rather than relying on hope or luck to avoid setbacks, successful investors focus on identifying and addressing vulnerabilities within their strategies. This approach involves thorough research, continuous monitoring, and adapting to changing market conditions. By actively managing risks and making informed decisions, investors can create a more resilient portfolio. Ultimately, the sense of security comes from knowing that you have done everything possible to minimize threats, rather than simply wishing for favorable outcomes. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on the insights shared today and consider how they relate to your own experiences. Your perspective is valuable, so feel free to share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. If there are topics you'd like us to explore in future episodes, let us know. Your suggestions help guide our journey of discovery. By engaging in thoughtful discussion and remaining curious, we can deepen our understanding together. Remember, self-awareness and a commitment to thorough investigation are essential tools for personal growth and informed decision-making.